Okay, so this is the incubator. It's based on Terry's design from the Coturnix Corner. If you haven't checked his channel out, go check it out. There's some boards that wrap around it. He kind of goes over that in his video, but just adds sturdiness to the door. There's some latches on this side. I've put in a dual pane window here, so there's a piece of plexi here and then on the inside as well, just to help keep heat in there. You can see it pretty clearly here, but all of this blue and then blue around it is PL300, which is a foam board glue and works very well with tacking everything together. Inside the top here is my heat chamber. So I just have wired up to, this is called an Inkbird. It's just a thermostat. So it lets me set the temp and then allow it to fluctuate however much I would like it to. And then that's running to a couple of light bulbs is all that's in there, which works wonders. And on the back side, you'll see there's a air channel. So there's a hole right on the inside here. That's the air intake. It sucks it up. It blows it past these light bulbs here. And then down the back side, there's some fans blowing it in. So I'm getting hot air blowing in on the bottom. It's hot air rises. And then it's just coming right back in that air intake and just keeps looping and looping and looping. On this side over here, we've got a humidifier, and I've got that piped in right after the air intake, but before the lamps. And so the idea there was that as that fresh air gets shoved in, it'll have a chance to mix, go past those lamps, hopefully heat up a bit before it gets blown onto any eggs. It has a sensor, so it just tracks what the humidity levels are at and then gives that, or keeps that level right where it's supposed to. On the inside, we made a 4-level rack. It's just made out of junk that was lying around and extra pieces. The outside brackets are actually from shelving, wall brackets that we just cut and bent into place. And then the rails are leftover flashing for rain gutters. And, you know, it works. And on those, we've got our egg turners. The egg turners are just wired in with some vehicle electrical connectors, and they work well. When it comes time to take the eggs out of the egg turners and lock them down in their baskets, I was able to get some baskets from restaurants.com. They have the right size. So I just kind of built it and then took some measurements and went online and found these fit very well. Probably not the best way to do it, but it worked out. There are eggs in here right now and they are going to need fresh air. So eggs, as they are incubating, as those birds are developing inside of there, they're actually putting off gases. They're putting off CO2. They need fresh air. And so what I've done, and it's a bit of a silly design, but I drilled some holes and used earplugs. And so I just squeeze down the earplugs and slip them into the hole when I don't need fresh air at the moment. And that plugs the hole up, keeps it insulated. And then as I need fresh air, I will take them out, pop them in, and early on in the incubating process, there's not a lot of need. They're not putting off a lot of CO2, but as they are growing inside of those eggs, inside of those shells, they're going to put off more and more CO2 and need more and more fresh air. This is a very do-it-yourself, thrown together thing, but it does handle itself well. It controls the temp, the humidity, it turns the eggs for me. A few monitors in there where I'm monitoring the CO2 levels and the temperature and monitoring at different areas. We've got monitors up here, one over here, and then at different heights as well, just to make sure that I'm getting an even temperature throughout. I don't want the top row to be 5 degrees hotter than the bottom row. That would be a problem. These are the little giant egg turners with the quail rails. So I've got a couple monitors here, one for checking the CO2 levels and then one for my temperature down here. They both do temperature as well. So there's the intake. Let me just pop you up in here. There you go, that's all it is. We just have, we've got the humidifier blowing its fresh air and humidified air in over the top of those light bulbs, and that is the setup. So that concludes the tour of the Mongeau Farms incubator. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Have a good one.